It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, KCAL 9 presents the Dodgers as they take on the Milwaukee Brewers. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Tuesday evening to you, wherever you may be. Welcome to the final game of a very brief two-game series with Milwaukee. Dodgers losing a tough one last night, trying to even the books tonight. Hiroki Kuroda will go on the mound. Kuroda, in his lifetime, has pitched well, 2-0 lifetime against Milwaukee, although he has a very good earned run average against Central Division teams. His ERA against Milwaukee, believe it or not, is over 6. On the mound for the Brewers, it'll be left-hander Randy Wolf, certainly no stranger. And for Randy, you remember, back in 2009, he was an 11-game winner for the Dodgers, helping to get them to the League Championship Series against the Philadelphia Phillies. In his career as a Dodger and as an opposing pitcher, Randy Wolf is 11-8 here at Dodger Stadium. And then, starting tomorrow night, the San Francisco Giants. We'll get to the ball game. We'll have it all coming up for you right after this. Jack in the Box, where you can get anything on the menu any time of the day. And by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Tuesday evening to you, wherever you may be. Not exactly blue skies in Southern California right now, but we're going to do the best we can with the prospects of another good ball game. The Dodgers and the Milwaukee Brewers in a very brief two-game series. The Brewers leave town and go to San Diego, and the Dodgers will dig in for the arrival of the San Francisco Giants. All of baseball is grieving today over the loss of a fine player, but more than that, a marvelous human being. Harmon Killebrew passed away today, 74 years old. He would have been 75 on June the 29th. So, yes, baseball has lost a good man, but the world has lost a very, very good man. And by the way, to finish on a happy note, his grandson, Chad Hawkins, plays for Damien High School in Laverne. And wouldn't you know, the grandson hit a home run today, and no doubt in his heart sent that up to heaven to his granddad, who hit 573 home runs during his glorious career. Meanwhile, as the Dodgers take their spots, we'll take a look at the Milwaukee lineup. Ricky Weeks lights off at second base. Corey Hart in right field. Ryan Braun in left. Prince Fielder hits cleanup at first. Casey McGee at third. Yuniesky Betancourt at short. Jonathan LaCroix, the catcher. Carlos Gomez in center. And Randy Wolf on the mound. On the mound for the Dodgers, Hiroki Kuroda, 4-3 with the league. 2-0 against Milwaukee in his career, and 1-0 last year against them. For the Milwaukee Brewers, they are a very, very aggressive hitting team. They're number one in the National League in swinging at the first pitch. And a very aggressive and an extremely talented leadoff man is Ricky Weeks, who had 2 base hits and a walk last night. His second hit won the game, driving in the second run. And Ricky looks at the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike, and the count 0-1. So Ricky Weeks, young fella out of Florida, signed to a big contract, and well, he should deserve it. And the Brewers that high on his overall abilities. The strike one pitch on the way. Ricky with those big hand swings, doesn't connect, staggers across home plate, and the count 0-2. Couple of things about the Milwaukee offense. We told you they're very aggressive. They have a lot of power. There are a lot of fly ball hitters. They don't hit into very many ground balls, double plays, and they don't get caught stealing bases. So Ron Renneke has taught them well. The pitch to Ricky off the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ron Renneke, from this neck of the woods, lives in Claremont until he took the reins in Milwaukee. Born in Covina. He was a Dodger first-round pick out of UCLA back in 1977. The 1-2 pitch is fouled away off to the right. So 1-2 the count to Ricky Weeks. Then you have Corey Hart, followed by Ryan Braun. So you get Weeks, who is an even 6, followed by Corey Hart, who's 6'6". With their aggression, Milwaukee also pays the price. They strike out collectively about 20% higher than the average. The 1-2 pitch is a ground ball to shortstop. Carroll comes up with it, has to get rid of it in a hurry, and takes care of Ricky Weeks, and we have one away. Don Mattingly was talking about Carroll, saying, I've seen fellas go from a utility role to an everyday player, and Carroll is playing every day and playing good. I think over the course of the season, he'd be better off playing about 4 days a week. Meanwhile, he's done a great job waiting for Rafael Furcal to come back. One away, and here's Corey Hart hitting .236. He takes on the corner for a strike, and the count 0-1. Corey Hart last night had a walk and a double, scored a run, and score a run last night. It helped to be a winner in a 2-1 game. Strike one pitch is way off the plate. A check swing. No swings is Bob Davidson, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. The temperature at game time, 60 degrees. 1-1 to count to Corey Hart. Kuroda ready, and the 1-1 pitch on the way. Fastball whacked into left field, base hit. Over to Glavine is Jerry Sands. So Hart on the fastball, singles to deep left field, and that will bring up Ryan Braun. Ryan Braun worked very hard during the offseason with a fellow who went to spring training with the Dodgers. He worked hard with Gabe Kapler. And one of the reasons was the fact he felt he was losing strength, and it's in the numbers. In 2008, Ryan had 37 home runs. 2009, he had 32. In 2010, he had 25. So he decided something wrong, and he and Gabe Kapler working on strength, and here he is now with 12 home runs and 33 runs batted in. Kuroda ready, and the right-handed deals, and it's fouled back to the screen, and the count 0-1. In looking at Ryan Braun battling Hiroki Kuroda, Braun is 3.47. That would be a .429 batting average. So Ryan, who was born in Mission Hills and lives in Granada Hills, he was the Rookie of the Year 4 years ago. That year, he had 324, 34 home runs, and 97 runs batted in. Corey Hart at first with 1 out, and the strike one pitch coming up. Braun ready and takes a pitch down and away. 1-ball, 1 strike. Kuroda hits 90 on the gun. Even though Hiroki Kuroda is 2-0 in his career against Milwaukee, his earned run average is over 6. So he's gotten away with something. Against all of the other Central Division teams, he's done very, very well. So Hiroki with a 1-ball, 1 strike count on Ryan Braun. A look over his shoulder at Hart, back to the plate, low and inside, ball 2. 2-1 the count. The plate umpire is Jerry Lane, the crew chief, and he brings a lot of experience. Jerry spent 22 years umpiring in the big leagues, going back to 1989. You may or may not know, but he would forever remember when Fernando Valenzuela pitched his no-hitter. The plate umpire was Jerry Lane. Braun set, backs off the rubber. Hart retreats to the bag. 2-1 with a guy who can hit the ball out of the ballpark. Normally a 2-1 count, you immediately start thinking about hit and run. Braun, however, capable of getting you 2 with 1 swing. Now the 2-1 pitch on the way. Kuroda deals off the plate. The strange weather we have, if you look in center field, it's hard to believe. The flags were blowing opposite each other. Now they have just about died down. But Old Glory was going to the right, and the state flag was blowing to the left. 3-1 the count to Ryan Braun with Prince Fielder on deck. Out of a stretch is Hiroki Kuroda, looks at Hart, still looking. Hart goes. Pitch of the plate is low, ball 4. So runners at first and second, 1 out, and the batter will be Prince Fielder. Prince Fielder, power hitter, as you know, is hitting .500 against Kuroda. That would be 3-for-6. So Big Prince checking in, hitting .286 with 9 home runs, 32 runs batted in, 2 for 4 last night. As big as he is, as strong as he is, so he has played in every game for the Brewers. Kuroda 2 on and 1 out first inning. And Fielder, the big left-hand batter at the plate, hits a bouncer up the middle. It's Miles to short, hop on the bag, throws to first, too late. It was a fine play, but for Miles, He had to make a very awkward throw going away from the direction where he was throwing. And Fielder, despite the fact he is about 250 to 255, he was able to avoid the double play. Not that much on the throw. So the inning is still alive. First and third, and Casey McGee coming up. So Ryan Braun is erased. And now here's McGee. Good play by Aaron Miles. McGee hitting .275, 3 home runs, 20 runs batted in. He was 1 for 5 last night. That was a single to left with 2 out. He grounded into a double play. So the right-hander waiting. And Kuroda delivers, and it's hit foul off to the right up along first base. 0-1 the count to McGee. Fielder has played in all 42 games. McGee at the plate is playing in 41 of the 42. So Casey trying to pick up somebody. First and third, 2 out, first inning, and no score. The strike one pitch on the way. Hiroki delivers off the plate. The ball club calls him Hiro, making that first name H-I-R-O. The veteran carries himself very well on the ball club. Quiet and yet very easy to smile. Hiroki at the belt from the big city of Osaka in Japan, and McGee, tired of waiting, backs out. We're in the first inning. Weeks grounded out. Hart single to left and Braun walked. Fielder hit into a force play. So first and third, 2 out, and the 1-1 pitch to Casey McGee. Kuroda delivers off the plate with a fastball at 93, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Kuroda, of course, one of his many weapons is a splitter, and that puts pressure on Rod Barajas with a runner at third. Kuroda has 5 wild pitches. They'll live by the splitter, etc., etc. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Casey McGee. Kuroda sets up around the nose, looks over his left shoulder, now comes to the plate and misses. Ball 3. On deck, Yuniesky Betancourt, the #1 first ball swinger in the league and in Major League Baseball. 3-1 the count. We'll see about Fielder taking a short lead, held on by Loney. Hart down the line from third. Fielder's not gone, and the 3-1 pitch hit in the air to right center and deep. Kemp going back, away back at the track at the wall, and makes the catch. Matt Kemp picks it off the wall. It would not have been a home run, but it certainly would have been an extra base hit. No runs, 1 hit. We've seen 3 wonderful outfield plays in the series, and at the end of Barajas threw the interpreter, made 19 pitches and stranded 2. We'll take a look now at the Dodger lineup. Jamie Carroll, Aaron Miles, followed by Andre Ethier and Matt Kemp. Then you have Juan Uribe and Rod Barajas. The one big change in lineup, they dropped Loney to the 7th slot with a left-hander going. Jerry Sands hits 8th and Kuroda bats 9th. On the mound, old friend Randy Wolf. Born in Canoga Park, went to school at Pepperdine, originally a second-round pick by the Phillies, came over to the Dodgers in 2007, pitched for him again in 2009. Randy, a Jekyll and Hyde, as he works a strike to Jamie Carroll. We say Jekyll and Hyde because in 4 of his starts, he looked like an all-star. 3-0 and an earned run average of 0.6. But the other ones, 0-3 and an earned run average over 9. He's had 2 starts in the month of May, and they've been particularly bad. He surrendered 11 runs in 8 1/3 innings. Last time out, he gave up 12 hits and 5 runs in 3 1/3. Big breaking ball misses, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Couple of notes about Randy. Among other things, he's allowed 7 home runs so far. All 7 home runs hit by right-hand batters. Interesting, he is a left-hander who is punished by base runners. 8 stolen bases against him. And the fastball is low. Ball 2, 2-1. Not only 8 stolen bases, they've stolen third base twice against him. Also, for whatever reason, the top 2 hitters in the lineups have been giving him a bad time. Fly ball off the bat of Jamie Carroll, playing shallow and making the catch is Carlos Gomez. So we have 1 away here in the first inning, and the batter will be Aaron Miles. To give you the numbers 1 and 2 hitters in the National League are hitting .395 between them against Randy Wolf. They also have a .490 on base percentage and better than a .700 slugging percentage. And then, interestingly enough, the big guys hitting 3 through 6 in the lineup are hitting only .216 against him. Fastball lifted down the right field line. Hart coming in a hurry, and this one's going to be in the stands, and the count 0-1. So Aaron Miles made the good play on that tricky ground ball up the middle by Fielder. Comes back with a no ball 1 strike count. Miles with a bunt single last night. So that keeps third baseman Casey McGee about even with the bag. Rest of the infield back in a normal depth. However, with Randy Wolf pitching, Carlos Gomez is shallow over in right center. There is nobody near left center field. Big ground ball to short. Right there's Betancourt to nail him. So quickly 2 down in the first inning, and Andre Ethier coming up. Let's take a look at Randy Wolf's past as far as what he's done against some of these Dodger hitters. Ethier, for instance, is 1 for 3 against him with a home run. Loney is 2 for 3 against him. Those would be the top averages. So Ethier 1 for 3 against him, where Matt Kemp on deck is not only 0 for 5. Kemp has struck out all 5 times against Randy Wolf. He misses away to Andre. 1 ball and no strikes. Ethier hitting .338, 4 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Wolf right back with a fastball low, 2 balls and no strikes. Interesting that Randy Wolf would be a pitcher, because his mother talks about when Randy was little, he absolutely did not want people to be aware of it in any way, shape, or form. The 2-0 pitch, Ethier takes high, ball 3. In fact, when Randy was small, his mom says they'd have a birthday party. They'd bring out the cake. Everybody would start to sing happy birthday, and he'd break down and cry. He did not like to be the center of the focus. And of all the positions he picks to play in baseball, the pitcher, he's in center stage. And he's been there professionally since 1997. 3-1 pitch fouled off. 3-2 the count. Randy Wolf went to high school here in Woodland Hills, El Camino Real. He has a brother, of course, who is a major league umpire. The 3-2 pitch, a trifle high, ball 4. So Ethier, who was 1 for 3, draws the walk. Matt Kemp, who was 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts against Randy, coming up. When Randy Wolf is pitching, and one of the 4 umpires would be his brother Jim. Jim works all of the baselines, but he cannot work behind the plate. Jim's been in the league for 9 years as a major league umpire. So here's Matt Kemp now. No score first inning. Matt takes ball 1, 1-0 the count. Hand blowing time, a little on the cool side. Kemp has a look to Tim Wallach. Wolf basically fastball and a curve. He has a cutter that he's been working on and a change. Back with a pitch that is just low, ball 2. One other thing, as he wants to talk to his catcher, Jonathan LaCroix, he has walked 13 while striking out 36. So he has not really had a lot of trouble with control. However, in 46 innings, 51 hits. So anytime you have a pitcher who has given up more hits than innings pitched, add the walks, and you figure he's pitching out of a stretch an awful lot of time. 2 balls and no strikes to count to Matt. Randy ready and delivers, and that's swung on and missed, in the count 2-1. Matt Kemp coming back to earth now, and of course everybody expected that. Hitting .323. Didn't figure to be hitting .390 all year, that's for sure. 7 home runs, 26 runs batted in. Matt waits, and the 2-1 pitch, slow breaking ball, but that's in the dirt, and a 3-1 count. On deck, Juan Uribe. For Matt Kemp, and he's fully aware of it, over the last 13 games, you could say just about the last 2 weeks, he's hitting .200 with only 2 extra base hits. So Matt on a 3-1 count with his power swinging if he likes it. He swings. It's a towering fly ball to right. Corey Hart at the wall. It is gone. And the Dodgers take a 2-0 lead. So another right-hand batter hammers Randy Wolf for a home run. As we told you, he has given up 8 home runs, all 8 to right-hand hitters. Matt hit the ball so high, I think Corey Hart thought he had a play until he realized even at 6-6 he wouldn't have a chance to catch it. So Kemp hits it out, and the Dodgers take a 2-0 lead, and the batter now is Juan Uribe. So for Matt Kemp, how sweet it is. He had had 5 previous at-bats against Randy Wolf and struck out all 5. But on a 3-1 pitch, he drives it out. Strike 1 pitch, and Uribe takes low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Uribe struggling, hitting .203. Dodgers jump out 2-0, and of course, for Milwaukee, they could kick themselves that they're in a tough series. The pitch is low and inside. Milwaukee left 14 men on base last night. Ron Renicke's club should have won the game 6-7-1. Instead, they eked out a 2-1 win. And then, first inning tonight, they left 2 men on. 2-1 pitch. Uribe backs off. That's inside. Ball 3. 3-1 the count. So Randy Wolf fell behind 3-1 to Kemp, who has the power to hit the ball to straightaway right field for a home run. 3-1 fastball is fouled back by Uribe. Don Mattingly, in talking about Uribe before the game, said he swings too hard at times. He's over swinging, but when he's going good, you can see he's more under control. He swung awfully hard, 3-1. 3-2 is swung on and banged into right center. Over to cut it off is Carlos Gomez, and Uribe will hold with a long single. So a home run by Kemp after the walk to here, and now a line drive single by Uribe, and the batter will be Rod Barajas. So Randy Wolf, coming off a very bad game in his own words, when he allowed the 5 runs and 12 hits in 3 innings, now has given up 2 quick runs here in the first, and Barajas checks in. Rod is just 0 for 1 against him, hitting .227, 7 home runs, 14 runs batted in, and the pitch is low, ball 1. 1-0. Randy, left foot on the rubber, now set at the belt. The 1-0 pitch on the way, off speed, in there for a strike. 1-1. Coming into this game, the numbers on Wolf said in his first 75 pitches, the opposition is hitting .323, and then after that he gets tough. But the problem is, if he gets racked up in the first 75 pitches, there's no chance to recover. So Randy making his 9th start. He comes back with an off-speed pitch fouled away. 1-2 the count. 8 starts, 46 innings. So he does not average 6 innings a start. Randy is 5'11", about 200, and will be 35 late in August. 1-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball, foul ball, broken bat. Boy, did that thing come in on the hands. So Barajas has his bat shatter, and he'll have to get another. That might have been a cutter. Fastball that just seemed to explode on the knuckles, and Barajas barely got a little of it. The bat got most of it. So Rod back up with a new bat. 1-2 the count. So he goes from the brackish brown bat to the light colored wood. Uribe, meanwhile, held on by Prince Fielder. 1-2 to Barajas. Wolf deals, and that's lined to left field. Bourne comes up and makes the catch. So Ryan Braun meeting that line drive head on, but not before the Dodgers, thanks to Matt Kemp. He hits a 3-1 pitch into the right field pavilion with Ethier aboard, and the Dodgers lead 2-0. Coach Rick Kranitz talking to Randy Wolf. He really doesn't have to remind a veteran pitcher his problems. Randy made 28 pitches. He had three three-ball counts. One led to a walk, another led to a single, and the jackpot, the home run by Matt Kemp. So into the second inning, 2-0 Dodgers, and Betancourt runs up as if to bunt and takes a strike. As we mentioned, he is the #1 first ball hitter in the major leagues, at least 45% of the time. The strike one pitch on the way to Uneski, and the right-hand hitter takes off the plate. Last year he exploded with the Royals for whatever reason. He had 16 home runs. He had never hit more than 9. He had 16 home runs and 78 runs batted in. The 1-1 pitch swung on, little ground ball to Aaron Miles. Plenty of time, and that will do it for Uneski. Then we have one away in the second inning. With one down, Jonathan LaCroix coming up. LaCroix had been banged up, bad finger, occupational hazard for a catcher. That kept him off the playing list until at least the middle of April, and he's starting to come around now. He has a 7-game hitting streak. He's hitting .329, 3 home runs, 15 runs batted in, and with that name LaCroix, you'd be right on the money if you guessed he's from Cajun country in Louisiana. He takes the strike. He's from Lafayette, Louisiana. And if you've been following the news at all, you know the big Mississippi is raising havoc down that way. Strike one pitch, that's in there. So Kuroda jumps right out in front. 0-2 to Jonathan LaCroix. Right-hand batter waiting. Kuroda into the windup, turns ready, and the strike two pitch is swung on and missed, and down goes LaCroix. First strikeout for Kuroda, and with 2 out here in the second inning, bad ball way off the plate, but LaCroix chased it. The batter now will be Carlos Gomez. It'll be a while before we forget what Carlos Gomez did last night on the ball hit by Juan Uribe. If there ever was a home run, it was the ball hit by Uribe. It was a home run to everybody but Carlos Gomez. Right-hand batter shows bunt, pushes it foul, and the count 0-1. Gomez had one break as he timed his jump perfectly and took the home run away. He's 6'4", so that really helped him. So a wonderful play. Gomez with a count of 0-1. Last night was 0 for 3, hit by a pitch on the hand. Takes on the outside corner, strike 2. Gomez bends slightly at the knees. One thing they say about Gomez, he has a lot of shoes. I guess he just loves them. They say he has over 100 pair of shoes, and they're not talking about spikes. Carlos wiggling the wood, 1-2 the count. Here comes Kuroda, fastball fouled late off to the right, out of play. Carlos Gomez is from the Dominican, originally signed by the Mets. And after watching him jump, you know he could have been a fine basketball player. And a lot of people feel if he didn't go to basketball, he could have played in the NFL as a receiver. The 1-2 pitch is a little high and outside. Carlos Gomez, 25 years old. He'll be 26 the first week in December. And the 2-2 pitch on the way. Kuroda ready. Here he comes. Waved at and missed. Second strikeout for Hero in the second inning. And down go the Mariners. And at the end of an inning and a half, Dodgers 2, Brewers 0. featured tonight. Clayton was also featured on Diamond Vision, where they asked the players various questions. He was somewhat embarrassed by his own answers and was very uncomfortable. Meanwhile, we go to the bottom of the second inning. Randy Wolf can't be very comfortable in his old digs. It's 2-0 Dodgers, and it'll be James Loney, Jerry Sands, and then Hiroki Kuroda. Randy ready and delivers, and the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 the count. Loney 2 for 3 against Wolf in the pen. Randy ready, and his strike one pitch, he works it inside. So inside, outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. For Randy, he can remember a nightmare day out at County Line when he was about 15. 1-1 pitch, ground ball to the hole, plugging it up is Ricky Weeks. Fielder almost took himself out of the play, but Prince got to the bag in time. 1 away. What happened at County Line? Well, Randy was going to be one of the guys, and he went out there with a boogie board into some rather monster waves and got into serious trouble. In fact, as he said in retrospect, he nearly drowned, tumbling, fighting for a single breath until the next breaker crashed, and somehow he crawled ashore, lungs filled with salt water. He'll never forget it. The pitch in for a strike to Jerry Sands. 0-1 the count. Jerry going against left-handers. That's what Don Mattingly said before the game. The strike one pitch on the way, off speed and high. Don Mattingly said that Sands will play primarily against left-handers and Gibbons against right-handers. Fastball, and that's low in the dirt. New ball put in play. 2-1 the count. Jay Gibbons, who made that great play crashing into the scoreboard last night, is okay and is available to pinch hit tonight. Meanwhile, Sands hits one off the end of the bat, and getting a good jump was Ryan Braun. Though Sands lets a little fly ball, and we have 2 down, and Hiroki Kuroda coming up. Friends, be sure to join the Dodgers tomorrow. Enjoy the Coca-Cola Value Pack on select Wednesday and Sunday Dodger home games. Fans receive 4 tickets, 4 Dodger dogs, 4 Cokes, all starting at $20 per seat. For more information, go to Dodgers.com/specials or call 866-DODGERS. And the pitch now to Kuroda, missing for ball 1, 1-0. 2-0 in favor of the Dodgers. Matt Kemp took Randy Wolf cross town with a home run into the right field pavilion. His 8th home run of the year. After struggling for 2 weeks, he had only 2 extra base hits. He had struck out 5 straight times against Randy, and then he had his night tonight. 2-0 Kemp. 1 ball and 2 strikes. They count to Kuroda. Randy comes back, slow curveball hit down to short. Betancourt is up with it. Low throw. Big pick by Prince Fielder. So down go the Dodgers, and at the end of 2, Dodgers 2, Brewers nothing. Dodger Baseball on KCAL 9 is brought to you by Time Warner Cable and by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. We're going to the third inning here at Dodger Stadium. It's 2-0 in favor of the home club on a 2-run home run by Matt Kemp in the first inning. Now in the third, it'll be Randy Wolf followed by Ricky Weeks and Corey Hart. Wolf, usually a pretty good hitter, so he's certainly not an automatic out. With the bat this year, he's struggling. He has just 2 hits in 15 at-bats, and the real tip-off, the fact he has struck out half the time. But there have been years when he can swing it. So Wolf checks in. Kuroda, both feet at attention on the rubber. Hero backs off, now ready and comes to his hitter, and Randy Wolf holding up. Took a funny kind of a thing. The bat was on his shoulder and he swung one hand, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Kuroda turns ready and Haruki comes back, and the fastball is in there. 1-1 the count to Randy Wolf. Kuroda in quest of his 5th win. He's 4-3. And the 1-1 pitch on the way. Randy bangs it to right. Ball is over the head of Ethier and will go to the wall. Yep, Wolf can still swing the bat. The Randy, a line drive double that shocks Andre Ethier as it sailed over his head. So for the Brewers, they continue to get people on base.
Ricky Weeks.
Yeah, I remember when Wolf first came up with the Phillies. I mean, he was anything but a pitcher at the plate. So Randy doubles, and that'll bring up Ricky Weeks, followed by Corey Hart. Ricky grounded to short in the first inning, hitting .299. Kuroda look back at Randy Wolf, double checks him, now works the hitter who bunts to the right of the mound. The play to first for the out, and that moves Randy Wolf over to third. So Weeks, who really acted like he was trying to bunt for a base hit, nevertheless got his man over, and he'll get 5. Pretty hard to believe that he was just sacrificing in the third inning, especially hitting around 300. So a runner at third, 1 out. And Corey Hart, who's single to left field in the first inning on a good fastball, checking in at 250. Kuroda working from a stretch. Wolf short lead down the line from third, and the pitch to Hart is taken off the plate, ball 1. What a great last name if you remember the play, Damn Yankee. You've got to have Hart. Well, in Milwaukee, they've got a big one. He's 6'6". 1 ball and no strikes to Corey. Kuroda again sets at the collarbone, looks at Wolf, back to Hart, works it low. 2-0 the count. Dodgers 2 runs, 2 hits. Brewers no runs, 2 hits. Kuroda with the dreaded 2-0 count. Opponents have hit .508 against him with the count 2 balls and no strikes. So he has to really be careful here. And the 2-0 pitch on the way to Corey Hart is taken low, ball 3. This year, the hitters with a 2-0 count, believe it or not, are hitting .714 against Kuroda. 3-0 the count. And of course, Hart has power despite the fact he doesn't have a home run. The 3-0 pitch on the way swung on and fouled right into Barajas' mask. 3-1. Corey backs out for the moment. Randy Wolf standing just about on the bag. Ed Cedar, third base coach, directly behind him. 3-1 the count. Kuroda set, ready, here he comes, and it's low, ball 4. So by walking Hart, Kuroda now gets into the deep water because he gets Braun and Fielder in the third inning, with the Dodgers leading 2-0. Ryan Braun has hit into one double play. As we mentioned, the Brewers do not hit into a lot of double plays. It's basically a kind of a fly ball hitting ball club. However, Kuroda with that splitter will certainly try to get Ryan to hit the ball on the ground. First and third, 1 out, 2-0 Dodgers. Hiroki Kuroda working on Ryan Braun, who is 3 for 7 and walked his first at bat against him. Kuroda set, very deliberate, still not ready. Now comes to the plate, hit late and fouled into the screen, late on a 91-mile-an-hour fastball, and the count 0-1. Corey Hart standing at first, held on by James Loney. Randy Wolf down the line from third. Outfield, straight away. Matt Kemp is not particularly deep against the guy with 12 home runs. Ryan holding the bat straight up, back of the ear. Now the strike one pitch to Ryan Braun. Kuroda deals, that's fouled back. 0-2 the count. Braun, at least for the moment, is not having good hacks. He was very late on one. He's saying thank you to Jerry Lane. He asked him if he swung at a strike, and if you saw it, he swung, fouled it off, and staggered across home plate. So 0-2 the count to Ryan Braun. On deck, Prince Fielder. 2-0 Dodgers, top of the third. Light breeze blown out to right field. Kuroda in trouble in the first inning. Got him out in order in the second. And now the strike two pitch to Ryan Braun. And that's way off the plate. Ball one. 1-2. Braun backs out, fussing with the gloves. Kuroda, meanwhile, stays right on the rubber. Corey Hart a short lead at first. Randy Wolf short lead down the line from third. Now the 1-2 pitch coming up, and Kuroda thinks better of it and backs off the rubber. Corey Hart was going in the first inning on a 3-1 pitch. He does not have a stolen base. 1-2 to Ryan Braun. Out of a stretch goes Hiroki Kuroda. He's really slowed the pace down. Now the right-hander ready. Here he comes. Fastball swung on and missed. And down goes Braun. I'll tell you one thing, he didn't have a good swing in the entire at-bat. Whatever it was about Kuroda, it was bothering him, and the pitch just dipped. So I guess that was a splitter now that we see it on the videotape. So Braun strikes out, and the batter, Prince Fielder, and that would be the third strikeout for Hiroki Kuroda. Prince Fielder rolled one up the middle. Aaron Miles stepped on the bag to get a force play in the first inning. Kuroda trying to get out of the jam. Right-hander ready, and the first pitch of the left-hand hitter is low, ball one. 1-0 the count. Fielder hitting .284, 9 home runs, 32 runs batted in, 5'11", somewhere around 260 pounds. 2 years ago, he had 46 home runs. A couple of years ago, he had 50. And a light rain begins as the pitch of the plate is outside ball two. The weather map showed yellow and red in San Francisco. Obviously, it was raining very hard up there. And now all of a sudden the light rain, which is magnified when you look at it with the lights behind it, but it's wet enough the folks have come prepared. 2-0 the count to Prince Fielder. Fielder had 50 home runs back in 2007. We mentioned he's been big ever since he came into the world. He weighed 50 pounds when he was a year old. So a big, strong guy who takes a strike. 2-1 the count to Prince Fielder. Prince heavily tattooed on the biceps, forearms. Went to high school in Melbourne, Florida, just up the road from Vero Beach. 2-1. Kuroda trying to get out of a jam. And the 2-1 pitch, Fielder has to get out of the way. It's way inside. Ball 3, 3-1. His dad had a great baseball career. And when Cecil played for Detroit, Prince was allowed to hit in batting practice. And he was 12 years old and hit one out. A sixth grader hitting what would have been a home run at Tiger Stadium. 3-1 pitch to Fielder is swung on, fly ball. It's playable. Sand right there, looking up into the light rain, and makes the catch for the out. So frustrating Ron Renicky yet again. The Brewers leave 2 more. 14 last night, 4 tonight, and they trail 2. Dodgers on the 2-run home run by Matt Kemp. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning, and the Dodgers leading a very, very frustrated Milwaukee club. The Brewers 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position tonight, and so far in 12 innings they are 2 for 18 in the series. So here's Jamie Carroll, fly to center, 1st inning, looks at a strike, and the count 0-1. Jamie has his batting average at .315. 2 runs, 2 hits for the Dodgers, no runs, 2 hits for the Brewers. Randy Wolf comes back and misses high and away, tried to take something off it, not much happened. 1 ball and 1 strike. Randy looks over the fingertips of his glove, heaves a sigh, and the 1-1 pitch, a little breaking ball inside, ball 2, 2-1. So Randy working on Jamie Carroll, who's enjoying a merry month of May. Carroll batting .352 in the month, takes low and inside. So there's Randy Wolf again. Remember, he had those 3-ball counts in the 1st inning. They led to a walk. They led to a 2-run home run. They led to a single. And he is 3-1 the count now. Working on Jamie Carroll. Bottom of the 3rd, 2-0 Dodgers. The Giants will be here tomorrow night. 3-1 fastball, and that is high, ball 4. So the Dodgers get their leadoff man aboard. A reminder, you can plan your next group outing with your friends, family, and co-workers. Create new memories at Dodger Stadium. You know, groups of 30 or more receive special discounted tickets for as low as $8 a seat. For more information, visit Dodgers.com/groups or call 323-224-1421. Carroll at first, and here's Miles, always a threat to bunt. On deck, Andre Ethier. Randy Wolf throws to first, driving Carroll back to the bag. Among other things, Carroll is 4 for 4 in stolen bases. The other thing with Aaron Miles swinging a hot bat, and Miles has struck out about 10% of the time. He has also grounded into 4 double plays, so we'll see what that means. In fact, check me, just 1 double play. Aaron has a look at a curveball in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Dodgers 2, Brewers nothing, bottom of the 3rd. We mentioned the Giants coming tomorrow night. Matt Cain and Clayton Kershaw. Then Thursday night, Madison Bumgarner, who is 0-6, will go against Chad Billingsley. 0-1 the count. Talking about the Giants, the Rockies beat him this afternoon 5-3. So the Rockies moved a half a game ahead of the Giants with an 8th inning rally at Coors. Carlos Gonzalez again got the win with a 2-run single last night and a 3-run home run. Throw to first, diving back is Carroll. Ubaldo Jimenez came into that game with an earned run average of almost 7, but he was solid for 7 innings, although he didn't get the win. Carroll at first, 0-1 the count to Miles. Wolf watching, ready, now to the plate, slow, and it drops in for a strike. That was almost a Padilla soap bubble. It came up there 67 miles an hour. Hand blowing time. It was 60 degrees when the game started, a little cooler now, and the very light shower has disappeared, thank goodness. 0-2. Randy Wolf back with another off-speed breaking ball, little fly ball to shallow center. Gomez is there to handle it. So a walk followed by a fly ball, and the batter is Andre Ethier with Matt Kemp on deck.
Andre Ethier.
Ethier drew a walk in the first inning with 2 out, and that set the stage for Matt Kemp to hit 1 out. So Andre batting .338, 4 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Dodgers lead 2-0. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning, 1 out. Jamie Carroll held on by Prince Fielder, and the first pitch is fouled away by Ethier off to the left, and the count 0-1. The Dodgers have a 4-game schedule with Milwaukee in August. We mentioned the fact for the last 13 games, Matt Kemp had only 2 extra base hits, and then he hit the home run. Here's the pitch to Ethier. He has a look and pays a strike. Ethier, like Kemp, has been looking for an extra base hit. In his last 15 games, Andre has just 1 extra base hit. 0-2 the count to Andre Ethier. Randy Wolf looks over at Carroll. The veteran left-hander delivers. It's a ground ball foul outside of first. Ethier 1 for 3 with a home run against Wolf in the past. Entre with 13 multi-hit games and 5 3-hit games this season already. Carroll takes his lead at first. 0-2 the count to Ethier, and the next pitch foul back, still 0-2. Milwaukee will leave here after the game and go to San Diego. The Dodgers will stay home to play San Francisco, Wednesday night and Thursday night, and then it's a tough bit of travel for both teams. The Dodgers, after the game late Thursday night, will fly to Chicago to play the White Sox on Friday. Strike 2 pitch, slow and inside, ball 1. And Milwaukee, after a night game in San Diego, they will fly home to play Friday night. The old story, it's not a young man's game or an old man's game. It is definitely a strong man's game. Wolf ready, and the 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, pulled foul into the chairs down the right field line. Still 1-2 to Andre Ethier. Then you marvel when you think about the rigors of the schedule, the length of the season, 162 games, and you think of, how about Henry Blanco? He's 40 years old, catching almost every day. One thing to be standing around in the outfield, but just imagine catching. 1-2 to Ethier. Wolf again ready, and Randy goes to first, chasing Carroll back. So the battle within the war. Wolf keeping an eye on Carroll. You probably remember when Randy was in Philadelphia, he had a group of fans called the Wolf Pack. Ground ball to Weeks. He has trouble and goes to first for the out. Certainly looked like he had a play at second, and for whatever reason he couldn't make it or didn't make it. So that'll bring up Matt Kemp with a runner at second and 2 out. Well, that ball looked like it would be a double play ball. Watch. He looks and apparently did not have a grip on the ball, and so could only get the out at first. So we'll see just how important that is, with Ricky Weeks unable to get the front man or even a possible double play. So here's Kemp. Had a 3-1 count, got a pitch on the outside part of the plate and went with it, and he's so strong he just hit it over the right field wall. And I mean right field, not right center. Again, they split, big gap in left center field, and Matt takes a pitch at his feet. Ball 1. Carlos Gomez is over in right center. Braun straight away and left, so a big gap in left center field. Matt batting .327, 8 home runs, 28 runs batted in. And looking at the way the outfield was deployed, maybe he was looking away in that first inning when the count went 3-1, and it paid off. First pitch this time was at his feet. 1 ball and no strikes. Wolf asking his catcher LaCroix to go over the signs again. Randy holds the ball in his glove. He does not hold it in the bare hand. Now he's ready. A look back at second, the 1-0 pitch, and that's in there for a strike. And the count 1-1. Each pitcher has his own mannerism. Most pitchers, you say most, hold the ball in their hand. Many of them in a splitter position. Randy, he keeps it in the glove. So when he hides the left hand, normally you'd say he's hiding the ball back of his left hip, but he's not. 1-1 the count to Matt Kemp. Now Wolf ready. Big slow curveball pops in there for a strike. That was 69 miles an hour. So Randy trying to get out of it. Boy, you talk about payback. Imagine Matt Kemp had 5 at-bats against Randy Wolf and struck out all 5. And then tonight, he hits a 2-run home run first time up. So Matt waiting, Wolf making him wait. And Matt's tired of waiting and backs out. Jerry Lane calling time. 8 home runs, 28 RBIs for Matt Kemp. It was the 8th home run allowed by Randy Wolf. Still 1-2, and now LaCroix going back out to talk to him. We were talking earlier about the Wolf Pack. There was a group, the heart of which made up of brothers, sons of a retired Philadelphia policeman. 4 of the Wolf Pack became Philadelphia policemen. A friend became a Marine. So they had a lot going for them with law and order while they were rooting for Randy in Philadelphia. Here's the 1-2 pitch now to Matt Kemp. Wolf ready. Here he comes. Shows him a fastball away. Too far away for Matt to go after it. 2-2 the count, and the guessing game continues. Standing at second base, Jamie Carroll should have been forced at least on the ground ball by Ethier. So the Dodgers got a break there when Weeks apparently couldn't get a grip to throw to second for a force play. Now Kemp trying to cash in that mistake. Outfield remains big gap in left center. So the guessing game, if you look, you say, well, they're playing him away, so he's going to pitch him away, but he got burned pitching him away. Would he dare come in with that gap in left center? 2-2 the count. Wolf at the belt, looks back at second. Here he comes, and it's fouled away off to the right out of play. That got a good part of the plate. It was about at the knees, and it got up there in a hurry at 88 miles an hour. Well, Randy Wolf, who's had a marvelous career and certainly trying to extend it. He's been in the big league since 1999. Matt waiting. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out. Dodgers lead 2-0. And the deuce is wild with Carroll at second base. 2-2 curveball fouled away. Another one of those big 12-6 curveballs that he gets up there less than 70 miles an hour. Randy again wants to talk to LaCroix. So he's given him a lot of slow curveballs. He started him with a curveball at his feet. He has given him 1 fastball down, and Matt fouled it off. So it's interesting to see now the pitch selection by a veteran left-hander. 2-2 the count to Kemp with 2 out. Wolf at the belt. Here he comes, and he works it on the inside corner. Strike 3 call. Kemp caught it, missed. He's saying inside, man, inside, but not to Jerry Lane. And the man left at second at the end of 3, 2-0 Dodgers. $6 burgers made with 100% Black Angus beef. And by 76 Gas, proud sponsor of the Los Angeles Dodgers. 76, we're on the driver's side. 4th inning, 2-0 Dodgers on a first inning home run by Matt Kemp with Ethier aboard. Now Casey McGee will start it off. McGee fly to center in the first inning. The Brewers have left 4 men in 3 innings. They left 14 men last night. Foul back. They are 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position, and they are just 2 for 18 in this little 2-game series. They will then go to San Diego before going home. The Brewers, when they took the field tonight, were 4 games back at Cincinnati. 1-1, and Cincinnati on a cold, rainy night in Ohio defeated the Cubs. Had to come from behind to do it, but they did. 1-1. Ball 2. Matt Cain, Clayton Kershaw tomorrow night. Cain is 3-2. Kershaw is 5-3. And then Thursday night, Madison Bumgarner and Chad Billingsley. That's a strike. Bumgarner is 0-6. Billingsley is 2-3. And to repeat, we gave you the score a little while ago. The Rockies beat the Giants 5-3 this afternoon. Fastball. 2-2. Fastball alley is where that ball wound up. Second deck just to the right of home plate. Dodger pitching has been excellent. They've had 27 quality starts by the starting staff. 27. The Phillies, with that magnificent starting staff, have 29. Foul ball. Casey McGee, who has a couple of more letters in that last name McGee than you normally see. McGehee, but it still comes out McGee. Ground ball to short. Big hop for Jamie. 1 away. Well, tonight our text question is simply this: which free agent after this season is most likely to be on a different team next season? And they are 2 big men, Prince Fielder or Albert Pujols. Just text your answer 86212 on your cell. 1 away, and here's Betancourt. Ball 1. Betancourt grounded out, leading off in the second inning, hitting just .223. Little pop fly going out as Miles can't get it. So a little pop fly single for Yuniesky Betancourt will bring up Jonathan LaCroix, the catcher.
For the Brewers, catcher number 20, Jonathan LaCroix.
That is hit number 3 for the Brewers. Dodgers lead 2-0. LaCroix, with that 7-game hitting streak, trying to extend that. He struck out in the second inning. LaCroix went to the University of Louisiana in Lafayette. Most of the players that get to the big leagues, it seems, went to school at LSU, the state. So at first is Betancourt with 1 out, and LaCroix at the plate. Strike. Betancourt does not have a stolen base. LaCroix has grounded into 1 double play. LaCroix has struck out more than twice the time that he has walked. Just trying to see if we can figure out what Renicky might try to do. And you look at the pluses and the minuses of the people involved. 0-1. Fastball, ground ball, right by the diving Uribe, and down to second goes LaCroix. So this is the 3rd time in 4 innings
Center fielder number
that
27, Carlos Gomez.
Milwaukee Brewers have gotten 2 men on base, and they're still trying to score a run. That ball just somehow got under Uribe's glove. He has made that play at least a dozen times, but not this time. So that means 8 straight for LaCroix. And here's the center fielder, Carlos Gomez, hitting .232, 2 home runs, 12 runs batted in. Gomez, 25 years old, likes to bunt. He has 3 bunt singles. He is 6th highest in swinging at the first pitch. And sure enough, ground ball to short. They're going to get 1. They are getting 2. Carlos Gomez grounds into the double play. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left. That means they have stranded 5, and it's still 2-0 Dodgers. Then try to apply it to see if it works. We told you when the game started that Randy Wolf, in the first 75 pitches that he makes in a game, has been racked up. Opposition has hit .323 against him. And then after that, from pitch 76 to 100, he's a totally different pitcher. So we will see. He has now made 61 pitches. And he starts a strike to Juan Uribe. Big slow overhand curveball. That one was 67 in the dirt. Jerry Lane puts a new one in play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball 2, 2-1. We only knew it because we looked it up in the umpire's book. We gave you that note earlier about Jerry Lane was the plate umpire when Fernando Valenzuela pitched his no-hitter. And I said, I'm sure they both remember. And then again, I wondered if Freddie, as we all call Fernando, would look down and see Jerry Lane and think about that night. I don't expect Jerry to think about it. A few raindrops coming down. That's ball 3. Two to nothing Dodgers. Matt Kemp on a 3-1 pitch hit a home run after Andre Ethier walked, and that's it. The Wolf goes all the way and walks Uribe, beginning the 4th inning. So Randy has walked 3. And Rod Barajas coming up. Wolf 3 walks and 1 strikeout. Rod hit the ball hard, but he lined out to Ryan Braun in the first inning for the last out. And ball 1. Just to conclude the thought, as he gets closer to 75 pitches, up to 75 pitches, they're hitting .323. You know what they're hitting after that? .163. Line foul down the line. 1-1 the count. Whether it applies tonight remains to be seen. He's now made 69 pitches. So that's been the pattern for him so far this year. 1-1 the count. Two and one. LaCroix looking over to see about a sign. Maybe the pitching coach is helping him out. LaCroix's had 1 year in the big leagues, and that's a dreaded 3-1 count to Randy Wolf. So you have LaCroix, that came up to the Brewers last year, and you have Randy Wolf, who's been a big leaguer since 1999. Jonathan keeps looking over to the Milwaukee dugout. 3-1 the count to Barajas. He's been hurt on this count, has Wolf. Oh. Boy, Rod really let out on that swing. 3-2 the count to the big man. Looks down to Tim Wallach with a 3-2 count. Uribe at first and Loney on deck. First thing is to keep an eye on Uribe, who does not have a stolen base. Very short lead. He's going, and as a high fly ball to deep left field, going back to the track, is drawn and makes a catch in front of the scoreboard. So Barajas comes so close so often. One away. You know, Memorial Day is just around the corner. Enjoy the long-standing tradition of hot dogs at Dodger Stadium. Monday, May 30th for Dollar Dodger Dog Day. For more information, go to Dodgers.com/promotions or call 866-DODGERS. Dodger Dog on Monday, May 30th by old friend Farmer John. Here's Loney, grounded to fielder in the second inning. James 0 for 1, and first ball hitting pops it up. It will be Betancourt. So quickly, 2 out, and Jerry Sands coming up. 2 runs, 2 hits for the Dodgers. Now this first pitch to Jerry Sands will be number 75. Not that Randy Wolf has been easy anyway. He's only allowed the 2 hits. But if he follows his pattern, he's just going to get tougher and tougher. Sands flied to left field in the second inning. Sands, whom we've seen hit an awful lot of balls to right center and right, hit a fly ball to left field in the second inning. One ball and no strikes to Jerry. Dodgers 2, Brewers nothing in the fourth. Randy's not ready. Neither is Sands. And ball 2. You get the feeling tonight, as we mentioned before, you have the veteran Wolf and Jonathan LaCroix 1 year, and they've just not been on the same page. You see now LaCroix kind of shake his head as if say, I don't know what to do. But we're not working right. 2 balls and no strikes. He starts right off. No. Okay. And that's a strike. 2-1. Wolf, by the way, is due to lead off for the Brewers in the 5th inning. He doubled his last at bat. That fastball gets the corner, so he does a little sharp shooting to balance the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. No again. And the same pitch, foul back. Always remember, for years in the Dodger organization, they always said the catcher suggests. That's all. It's up to the pitcher. And says no, now yes. Big slow curveball fouled away. That's that 69-mile-an-hour bender. He's also thrown one at 67. Now let's see, after that, does he come back with a fastball or not? Way at the feet, ball 3. Wolf has walked 3. He has just 1 strikeout. And you have Hiroki Kuroda on deck. 3-2. Uribe at first. There he goes, and the ball is going foul way down the line. That goes second level, bouncing down below into a sea of blue. Still 3-2 the count to Jerry Sands. So Uribe back to first, and we'll try it again. Fastball, foul back. 2 runs, 2 hits for the Dodgers. No runs, 4 hits for the Brewers. Randy now has made 83 pitches. He's at 7 3-ball counts already, and he's only faced 17 batters. And this will be the 10th pitch to Sands, and it's ball 4. So although any pitcher, any manager hates to lose the number 8 hitter with 2 outs, the one consolation for Kranitz and Renicky is the pitcher coming up, Hiroki Kuroda. Kuroda is hitting less than half a buck. He has 1 hit in 20 at-bats. He has struck out about, a third of the time, so that makes him dangerous. Even though when you watch him, it looks like he doesn't want any part of the baseball. Hiroki always backs off, but he can hurt you. 0-1. 2 runs for the Dodgers on just 2 hits. A walk to Ethier, a home run by Kemp, and then a single by Uribe. This is a very expensive inning for Randy Wolf. This will be his 25th pitch. Little chopper, tough play. Betancourt has to hurry, can't do it. So Kuroda just hits a dribbler to shortstop, and Yuniesky can't come in to get him. And the Dodgers have loaded the bases now with Jamie Carroll. It looked in some ways like McGee might have thought that Randy Wolf could have gotten off the mound. Betancourt played right on the rim, so really he was out of the play. But in just looking at McGee when that ball left the bat, you thought maybe Casey would cut across and make the play. Well, he who hesitates loads the bases. And with 2 out, here is Jamie Carroll on an infield single for Kuroda. A strike, 0-1. Does Jamie Carroll have a grand slam home run? Yes, he does. August 4 years ago, he hit one against the Cubs. So Wolf in a mess here, working on Jamie Carroll. No balls, 1 strike. Juan Uribe is at third. Jerry Sands at second. Hiroki Kuroda at first. He had a 28-pitch first inning. 1-1. So his pitch count now moving up 86. And for Renicky and Kranitz, 86 can be a cutoff number. And they're going to move around, although no one is throwing in the pen. But for the second time in 4 innings, Randy has had a 28-pitch inning. And again, he wants to talk to LaCroix. Randy at 35. LaCroix 24. He'll be 25 the middle of June. Sometimes you get the feeling LaCroix goes out to the mound like a kid going to the school teacher's office, the principal. 1-1. In the dirt, breaking ball. 2-1 the count. Uribe walked with 2 out. Sands walked. Then Kuroda got the infield single, and the bases are loaded. Dodgers lead 2-0. And Jamie Carroll flied to center and walked at the plate. He has 3 runs batted in. 2-1 to Jamie. Takes ball 3. So for Randy Wolf, 2 walks and an infield single, and he has a mess on his hands now. His high in walks had been 3, and tonight he's walked 4. Hard ground ball, nice pick by McGee, and they get the force play. So Casey McGee bails him out on a good play. No runs, 1 hit, 3 left. Still 2-0 Dodgers. Dodgers. Each team now has squandered scoring opportunities. Each team has left 5 men on base. Brewers left 2 in the first, 2 in the third, and 1 in the fourth. Would have been more, but it was a double play. The Dodgers left a runner in the first, a runner in the third, and the bases loaded in the fourth. So Kuroda, who is out on the lines, now going to work, and it'll be Randy Wolf to lead it off. By the way, that inning for Randy Wolf, he made 30 pitches. So in 4 innings, he has made 91 pitches, and there's no chance that he'll be around very long at that rate. When Randy Wolf came up in the 3rd inning, we were talking about the fact, even though he had just 1 hit, he was a very good hitter when he first came up to the big leagues, and then he promptly hit the ball over Andre Ethier's head. Well, Ethier's been burned, and he's playing a respectful deep right field. And that double by Randy Wolf, by the way, was the 32nd double in his career, and he also has 5 home runs. So he's a problem as he checks in, then Weeks and Hart. 2-0 Dodgers, 5th inning. Kuroda taking plenty of time before going back to work. He's made 30 pitches less than Randy Wolf. A broken bat and a ground ball to Miles. Oh, 1 pitch and 1 away. And the batter will be Ricky Weeks. Well, here's a look at how our text message voting is going so far. Remember, we asked which free agent after this season is most likely to be on a different team next season. Would it be Prince Fielder or Albert Pujols? Well, so far 80% of you say Prince Fielder. Text your answer to 86212 on your cell, and we'll see how we finally come out. Ricky Weeks taking his time, making sure that Wolf is back in the dugout. Ricky grounded out and bunted, credited with a sacrifice, hitting .299, and ball 1. Weeks was really bunting for a base hit in the 3rd inning, but instead he advanced the runner and they gave him a sacrifice. 1-0. That's in there. 1-1 to Ricky. 7 home runs, 14 runs batted in. Ricky with those quick hands. High chopper. Uribe can't get it. Carroll does, and the throw pulls Loney off, and he makes the tag. That was a very tough play for Jamie Carroll. You know how in hockey a goalie can be screened out and never sees the puck. And Uribe, trying to get to the ball, really made it tough on Carroll, but he just did bend down, and Carroll was able to throw over, and then the quick tag by Loney. So a nice play all around, and we have 2 down in the 5th inning. That'll bring up Corey Hart. Interesting note about the Brewers, in looking at their ball club, they've had 11 players hit by pitch so far this year. Last year, the Brewers, not under Ron Renicky but under Ken Maka, were hit a major league leading 81 times. But more than that, 2 Brewers were each hit more than 20 times. Ricky Weeks was hit 25 and Prince Fielder 21. You know, that's the first time that teammates had been hit by a pitch 20 or more times in a season since 1911. And would have to be Weeks and Fielder, because they go together like ham and eggs. They've been gone together playing baseball since they were 11 years old, and Weeks is the godfather to Prince Fielder's son. Well, that'll do it for big Corey Hart. The bigger they are, etc. And at the end of 4.5 innings, Dodgers 2, Brewers nothing.
By Morongo Casino Resort and Spa.
2-0 Dodgers, bottom of the 5th inning. Randy Wolf probably walks to the mound thinking, how did he do that? I mean, Randy made 30 pitches to get the side out in the 4th. Kuroda goes out and gets the side out on 8 pitches in the 5th. 0-1. Miles grounded to short, fly to center. Hiroki has made 69 pitches. As usual, excellent control. Lack of control has hurt Randy Wolf. 0-1. Slow freight off the plate. That's as slow as he throws. 67 miles an hour. Fastball, and that's going to go down the line. Over to try and cut it off is Corey Hart. Holding is Miles with a single. Nice play by the Milwaukee right fielder. So Miles a leadoff single, and Randy Wolf is in the soup again. They are moving around in the Milwaukee bullpen. Noah's throwing, but they're close to it. I think the phone is ringing. In a minute, we'll see. I remember years ago, we were in Forbes Field in Pittsburgh, long before the high technique we have today, and they had walkie-talkie phones. And apparently they were all on the same wavelength or whatever. So the Pirates could hear what the visiting team was saying to the bullpen. That's a foul ball. And I remember Walter Alston was furious. He would pick up this walkie-talkie and call down to the bullpen and say, get A up. And the Pirates would cut in and say, make it B. And so B would get up, and Alston would say, I don't want B. And he'd call down and say, get A. And they used to drive him crazy. Sergio Mitra is up on a fly ball to shallow right. Hart coming a long way. One down in the 5th inning. So here, 0 for 2 with a walk was aboard when Matt Kemp hit the home run to account for the only run. Matt homered and struck out. So he has had 7 at-bats in his career against Randy Wolf. He is 1 for 7. That's a home run. The other 6 at-bats he struck out. How about that? In the dirt, nice block by LaCroix. 1 ball and no strikes. Randy is consistent. Curveball basically at 69. Then occasionally, maybe 4 or 5 times, it's come up there at 67. 1 ball, no strikes. That's in there. 1-1. Aaron Miles at first, held on by Fielder. There he goes. Off-speed pitch, fouled at the plate. He had a good jump, especially on that pitch. It was in the 69 range. Last year, left-handers hit 286 with 12 home runs, and right-handers hit 250 with 17 home runs. One and 2 to Matt Kemp. Fastball fouled away. 1-2. Wolf, having had in such a long career, has had his problems along the way. Sprained an ankle on the steps at Pac Bell a few years ago when he was with the Phillies. Had tendonitis in the elbow a couple of years. Back for 3 years. Finally had surgery on his right foot. He had a nerve injury and a bone bruise. He had elbow problems in 2005 and ended up having Tommy John surgery. So he's paid the price for sure. 1-2. Fastball whacked to right, but hard is there. And Corey puts it away. 2 down. Miles holding at first base, and the batter will be Uribe.
For the Dodgers, third baseman, number 5, Juan Uribe.
Not only did Randy Wolf have the Tommy John surgery, you'd figure, well, now he'd get a break. He was going to come back, and he fractured the metacarpal bone when he was hit on the hand by a line drive. Then about 4 years ago, he had bursitis in the shoulder, had arthroscopic surgery. So yeah, it's been a great career in the big league since '99, and a lot of hospital bills along the way. Ball 1. Uribe walked in the 4th inning. It is a different Uribe of late. High fly ball. It's playable. Braun is there. The thing about Uribe, his first 134 at-bats, he walked 6 times. His last 8 at-bats, he walked 4. And it's still 2-0 Dodgers. That's not the way it made it special. The Dodger pitchers that game, Chan Ho Park started and went 4 innings. Hung Chi Kuo pitched the next 4 innings, and to close, Takashi Saito, a boy from South Korea, followed by a young fella from Taiwan, and then the capper, a pitcher from Japan. Baseball indeed had become international. Let's go back to this one. Hiroki Kuroda will be working to the heart of the Brewer lineup. Ryan Braun, Prince Fielder, and Casey McGee. He has shut them down on 4 hits and no runs. 2-0 Dodgers in the 6th. Starts fastball for a strike. Last time up, Ryan Braun did not look at ease. He looked awkward. He swung late. One pitch he swung and missed and staggered across home plate. We'll see how he balances this time. 1-1. For Randy Wolf, he made only 12 pitches in the 5th inning, but his pitch count now is still 103. Braun has walked and struck out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ryan hitting .305. Challenged him that time. Fastball about letter high. 1-2. When you can throw a fastball in the low 90s and then come back with a good splitter, you really get the hitter thinking. Looked like a slider that time. Still 1-2. Kuroda has made 75 pitches. Coming off a very easy 5th inning where he only made 8 pitches. 1-2 to Ryan. Just did get a piece of that. Kept it down and he had to go after it with 2 strikes. 1-2. The Brewers in last night's game had 9 hits, 2 extra bases, a double by Braun, a double by Hart. So far they have 3 singles and a double by Randy Wolf tonight. 1-2. And he goes after the pitch and bangs it into center. So Ryan Braun leads off the 6th inning with a base hit.
First baseman, number 28, Prince Fielder.
Again for the Brewers, they've only been retired in order twice, in the 2nd inning and again in the 5th. So that's their 5th hit and nothing to show for it. And here's Prince Fielder. Fielder hit into a force play up the middle and flied to left. Braun held on by Loney. And a fly ball to deep center. Back goes Campbell, way back at the wall to make the catch. And back to first goes Braun. That might have had a chance to go out. We can take another look as to where Matt's glove was when he caught it. But boy, that thing was over his head immediately, and he was able to go back. Matt turns once, twice. I don't think so. I think if he missed that, it would have hit the top of the wall. Where is that little devil? It's right there. Well, I don't know. It was awfully close, wasn't it? Either way, it's an out. And for Fielder, he loses something to a very good fielder. 1 away. Well, we've had a couple of dazzling plays in 2 games here in the outfield. Carlos Gomez, Jay Gibbons, Matt Kemp. When that thing left the bat, it looked like a tied-up ball game. Ryan Braun is not only a brawny home run hitter. Braun is 7 for 7 in stolen bases. So they have to watch him. And they're doing just that. Splitter, ball 1. Casey McGee with 3 home runs. Taking a look at Ed Cedar. One and 0 the count. That's in there. 1-1. Ryan Braun over at first base last year stole 14. The year before he stole 20. So he brings a lot to the dance besides power. 1-1 the count to Casey McGee. Yuniesky Betancourt on deck. And ground ball to the hole. Nice pick by Aaron Miles to get him. And on the play, Braun advances to second. So now they have a runner in scoring position.
Yuniesky Betancourt.
And with runners in scoring position, remember they're 0 for 4 tonight and 2 for 18 in the series. So 2 out. Here's Betancourt, grounded out. Little pop fly single to right. Yuniesky hitting .229. Brewers have left 5 tonight. And ball 1. When Betancourt was a bit younger, playing for the Seattle Mariners, his coach who really helped him, Jeff Pentland, who was in the Dodger dugout as the Dodger hitting coach. 1 of 2 along with Dave Hansen. 1-1 the count. Kuroda throwing at 92. Jeff Pentland sitting back in the dugout watching a former pupil. Yuniesky Betancourt. One for 2 tonight. 1 for 4 last night. Though 2 for 6 in the series, trying to pick up Braun. 1 ball, 1 strike. Braun's gone to third, and did he ever steal? Oh, there was no way Barajas could have gotten him ever. So a very aggressive ball club, and they steal third. LeBron now is 8 for 8 in stolen bases. 1-2. Still 1-2. So Betancourt trying to get Kuroda a battle here with a runner at third. Hart was at third in the first inning. So this is Wolf was at third in the third. So this would be the third runner to get to third against Kuroda. 1-2. Remember the splitter and remember the 5 wild pitches. You can bet he does. So does Barajas. Nice save. That was a slider in the dirt. 2-2. Must be a good feeling if you are a pitcher looking down to see the sizable target provided not just by the glove but by the very presence of Rod Barajas. 2-2. Just did get a little bit of that. Slider at 84. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Ryan Braun at third. Still 2-0 Dodgers. They cut it awfully close as Matt Kemp took a possible home run away from French fielder. Brewers came in here hitting .305 at home and .218 on the road. Just on the corner. Fastball. Bettencourt can't believe it. He thought obviously it was outside. Jerry Lane said no. No runs, a hit, a man left, and a maybe game-saving catch by Matt Kemp. Dealer who invites you to test drive a luxurious Lexus today. Visit Lexus.com. And by the new Android Power T-Mobile Sidekick 4G, only on America's largest 4G network. We move now to the bottom of the 6th inning with the Dodgers leading the Brewers 2-0. In case you joined us late, with 2 out in the first inning, Andre Ethier drew a walk from Randy Wolf, and Matt Kemp, who was 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts, ran the count to 3-1 and hit a ball into the right field stands to give Hiroki Kuroda a 2-0 lead, and he has held on to it through the top of the 6th. Rod Barajas lined out to left, flied out to left. Rod 0 for 2. And ball 1. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Dodgers, no runs, 5 hits for the Brewers. Brewers have left 7 and the Dodgers have left 6. Fouled away, 2-1. Fastball down. Barajas went after it. Sergio Mitre gets up again in the Milwaukee bullpen. There he is. Randy Wolf is due to bat third in the 7th inning. Straight change for a strike. Randy has made 107 pitches. He had 2 killer innings where he made 28 pitches in the first, 30 in the fourth. 3-2. And following his pattern, he got hurt early and has not allowed anything since. Boy, Barajas almost wound up before taking that swing on a pitch that was 79 miles an hour. Looking at Randy Wolf's work, his high in pitches, way back in the middle of April, he made 107 pitches. And he has just exceeded the 108 in April against Houston. And that's whacked foul. So he's now made 110 pitches. For Randy, of course, those walks eventually taking its toll, if nothing else, on the pitch count. He's walked 4. He has 1 strikeout, and it was Matt Kemp, who might also beat him with the bat and maybe with the glove as well. Foul back, still 3-2. Barajas has 7 home runs. Kemp passed him by 1. Rod has 14 RBIs, hitting .223. You go back to 1998 when the Brewers came into the National League. The Dodger record going into last night, 55-31. So now they had a loss. Here at Dodger Stadium, the Dodgers are 28-17 against Milwaukee. They've only lost 1 season series when they lost 4 of 7 back in 1999. Meanwhile, Barajas going after a pitch up and comes up empty.
First baseman, number 7.
Right up there. So we have 1 away here in the 6th inning. James Loney has grounded to first and popped to short. Barajas made life a little miserable for Randy Wolf, even though he struck out. It was a 10-pitch at bat, and at this stage, it is a real trouble for Wolf as far as pitches. He's made 114 pitches with 1 out in the 6th inning. Yeah, we can understand that sigh. That's a strike. 1-1. When the Brewers come up in the 7th inning, they'll have Jonathan LaCroix, Carlos Gomez, and no doubt a hitter for Wolf. A bubble, but that misses. Ball 2, 2-1. That's the slowest pitch of the night. That was 66. Tries to come back with the corner and misses. 3-1 to Loney. Dodgers had the bases loaded with 2 out in the 4th. Failed to score. That's a strike. 3-2. On deck, Jerry Sands. Fastball, line drive, base hit down the line. Backhanded by Braun, and Loney will hold with a long single to go 1 for 3. The game's going the other way. 2 runs, 5 hits now for the Dodgers. And let's see, that will do it. 119 pitches for Randy Wolf. The veteran turned in a great job outside of being hit by the one man he normally dominates, and that's Matt Kemp. So Ron Renicky explaining what he plans to do, and we'll be right back. Sean Markham, who beat the Dodgers last night, allowing 1 run, commiserating with Randy Wolf, who goes out losing 2-0. Sergio Mitre is a local boy. He was born here in Los Angeles and lives in San Ysidro. Went to San Diego Community College, a graduate of Montgomery High School in Chula Vista. 6'4", 210. Big breaking ball for a strike to Sands. Sergio, 30 years old, originally signed by the Cubs, pitched for a few years with the Cubs, the Marlins, briefly with the Yankees and Tampa, and now the Brewers. Fastball popped up. It will be Ricky Weeks. Well, that thing was up there a long time. 2 down. And the batter, Hiroki Kuroda.
Pitcher, number 18, Hiroki Kuroda.
Craig Counsell is now at shortstop. Ron Renicky made a double switch, so 2 former Dodgers in that lineup for the Brewers. Randy Wolf, the pitcher, and Craig Counsell at short. Counsell will bat 9th, and Mitre goes in Betancourt's spot. And here's Kuroda. 0-1. For Randy Wolf, he has to be haunted by the fact the one guy that I dominate might beat me tonight. The one man I've struck out 6 times in 6 at-bats could be the guy to beat me, and that's Matt Kemp, who hit the home run in the first inning. 1-1 to Kuroda. So for Randy, quite an effort. 119 pitches. The walks really slowed him down. 4 walks, and one of the 4 walks scored when Matt hit. He had Ethier on base. 1-2 the count. So for Randy, he has to be encouraged. Remember, we told you at the start of the night, his first 3 starts this year, brilliant. Earned run average 0.6. Next 3 starts, horrid. And now tonight, a tough game, going out losing 2-0. The Brewers, by the way, have been shut out 3 times this year. 1-2. Breaking ball missed. Boy, Mitre holds on to that ball at 6'4". It looks like by the time he takes his stride and by the time he extends the arm and lets go, he's right on top of the hitter. 2-2. That last pitch was something. And a fastball hit slowly. McGee now guns it over there. No runs, a hit, a man left. Dodgers now have left 7 but lead 2-0. Hiroki Kuroda has made 86 pitches through 6 innings. The pitch count, when you really explore it, can be somewhat interesting, and it's kind of a tip-off on the kind of a game and the difference between Kuroda and Wolf, and the difference even better than a right-hander versus a left-hander. Randy Wolf had 10 batters where he went to a 3-ball count, and just the 10 batters, Randy Wolf made 65 pitches. So that took a lot out of him. Kuroda, meanwhile, has only walked 2. Each side 5 hits, and the Dodgers lead 2-0. And here is Jonathan LaCroix. Strike. Came in with a 7-game hitting streak and singled under the glove of a diving Juan Uribe. He also struck out. 0-1. Raking ball wrinkles in nicely. 0-2. Kuroda usually averages about 2 walks a game, so he's right on the beam so far. And that's a high strike. Down he goes. So LaCroix becomes the second consecutive strikeout for Hiroki Kuroda. He had consecutive strikeouts in the 2nd inning with LaCroix and Gomez. Half a dozen strikeouts. Here's Gomez, struck out, came up with 2 on, 1 out in the 4th inning and grounded into a double play. Strike. Gomez hitting .231. Kuroda now has made 90 pitches. That's a strike. 0-2. His last game, when he shut out Pittsburgh 2-0, he made 113. Going back to his 2nd start, first week in April, he shut out San Diego and made 117 pitches. Otherwise, nothing really very high. Oh, and 2 the count. You can see now strikeouts to walks double to 1. 92 total pitches. 0-2. And Gomez just looked overmatched on that at bat. He goes 0 for 3, striking out twice and hitting into a double play. Don't forget to follow the Dodgers with the MLB.com at Bat 11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. You'll get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. So text at bat to 31826 or visit Dodgers.com for details. Well, here's an old pal, Craig Counsell, hitting .238. Little ground ball, Aaron Miles, and just like that, a very easy inning. So Hiroki Kuroda walks off, leading 2-0, and the crowd getting ready to sing "God Bless America" and "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the singing of "God Bless America," accompanied by Nancy B. and performed tonight by David Archuleta.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
David Archuleta.
Dodgers stubbornly holding on to a 2-0 lead. They enjoyed that in the very first inning, and so far so good.
Leading off the bottom
In
of
the bottom of the seventh inning, it'll be the top of the order behind a strong performance by Hiroki Kuroda. He's made 94 pitches. He has kept Milwaukee very quiet. They've gotten people on, but for him it's been pretty much of a breeze so far. They've left 7. So Jamie Carroll fly to center, walk, and hit into a force play. That's a strike. 0-1. Jamie hitting .313, 3 runs batted in. Almost got him. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sergio Mitre in relief of Randy Wolf. And a fly ball going back to get it is Gomez and picks it off. Gomez has not shown much of a bat in the 2 games, but he has certainly shown he can play center field. 1 away. But here are the final numbers for the text message question. Remember, which free agent after the season most likely to be on a different team, Prince Fielder or Albert Pujols? 83% of you said Prince Fielder. So the Prince might abdicate his throne at first base for Milwaukee. Maybe. Here's Miles, and he slaps it into left field down the line. Braun over to come up with it. Miles going for 2. The throw in. He is out at second base. Right to make the call, DJ Rayburn, and a fine play by Ryan Braun, especially with a left-hand hitter up. And Braun going all the way over to the line.
Number 16,
has to cover a lot of ground, first of all, to cut it off. Now it's kind of an awkward throw, and he got it right on the money to Weeks, and curtains for Miles. So a base hit to left, And Aaron cut down 7-4. 2 out. Fine play by Ryan. And the batter Andre Ethier has walked, grounded out, and flied out. Dodgers 2 runs and 6 hits. And the Brewers no runs, 5 hits. Two and 0. There was a movie you'd have to really be above about 5 years ago called The Breakup. It starred Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn, and there was a quick scene of a baseball game on TV, and who was pitching? Sergio Mitre. 2-1. So for one brief shining moment, all 3. Mitre basically fastball, a slurve, kind of a hard curve and a changeup. Waiting on deck, Matt Kemp. 3-1. 3-2. That's that slurve, half slider, half curve. His fastball is a 2-seamer, so if he's on his game, he gets a lot of ground balls. That's going to go foul. Last year, left-handers hit only .226 against him with 3 home runs, and right-handers hit less than that, .218. He picked up his first major league hit on the first pitch he saw, July 22nd, 2003. You know who the pitcher was? Greg Maddux. Nice way to break in. Still 3-2. We talked about all of the problems Randy Wolf had over the years with his arm and eventually Tommy John surgery. Of course, all pitchers pay that bill. Sergio had his problems. And that's ball 4. I'm sure Ethier acted like he wasn't sure of the count. So with 2 out, Ethier at first. Here's Kemp. And in the first inning with 2 out, with Ethier at first, Matt on a 3-1 pitch, powerful, and hit it into the bleachers in right field, and that's it. It has stayed that way ever since. 2-0 Dodgers. It was Matt's 8th home run, and for Randy Wolf, it was the 8th home run that he's allowed, all against right-hand batters. Ball 1. Take a look at Mitre and Kemp. Kemp is 0 for 1 against him. One ball and no strikes. Fastball in there. Mitre, tightness and tendinitis in the shoulder. He's had that several times. Then he had a blister on his right finger. That set him down. Then he had a strained hamstring, more tightness in the arm, and eventually Tommy John surgery. Ground ball to third. They'll get the force, and that's that. So we are heading for the 8th inning. That means Ricky Weeks, Corey Hart, and Ryan Braun. 2-0 Dodgers. of the Los Angeles Dodgers. By Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. And by HBO Go, the new streaming service from HBO. Dodgers trying to make 2 runs in the first inning stand up. Well, we've gotten to the 8th inning. So far, so good for Hiroki Kuroda. In looking at Hiroki's work, once this year, and that was back his second start, April the 9th, he went 8 2/3 to beat the Padres 4-0. Since then, 5, 6 1/3, 6 2/3, 7 and 5 2/3. So he's exploring now in the 8th. Weeks, Hart, and Braun. Ricky Weeks grounded to short, sacrificed, grounded to short again, 0 for 2, hitting .297. Fastball speared by Uribe, who falls down, and it's a base hit. Tremendous effort by Juan Uribe, but in order to get to the ball, he lost his balance. Great, great effort. Boy, he might not be hitting much lately, but he's really done a terrific job with the glove. Weeks runs very well and just did beat it. So hit number 1 off Kuroda, hit number 6, and the Dodger bullpen will get busy. And here's Corey Hart. Hart singled to left, walked, and struck out. Kenley Jansen is first up here in the 8th inning. Ricky Weeks over at first base has stolen 5 out of 7. The Brewers have had 1 stolen base in this game. That's when Ryan Braun stole 3rd. He had 1 stolen base in the first game, and that was by Carlos Gomez. So they came in an aggressive first ball hitting ball club that runs the bases well and steals bases. But they have been struggling. They are 0 for 5 tonight, 2 for 19 with runners in scoring position. They went out in order in the 2nd inning, in the 5th inning, and in the 7th inning. He was late on that fastball with 91. 0-1 the count to Corey. Hart checking with Ed Cedar. Corey at 6'6", so you get a nice big strike zone. Out of Bowling Green, Kentucky, and lives over in Goodyear, Arizona. 0-1. Off the plate. Last year, late in spring training, Corey decided to wear contacts. He had been diagnosed with a little less than 20/20 vision. He also ordered prescription sports glasses to wear when he wasn't using the contacts. 1-1 the count. He hit 31 home runs last year. And a balk. The balk is called by Bob Davidson, and down to second goes Ricky Weeks. For Hiroki Kuroda, that would be the first balk. He has 5 wild pitches. So a runner at second now and nobody out. Brewers have managed to get 2 men as far as third. No argument on the balk apparently. And Honeycutt, Barajas, Uribe all doing a little talking. You could say Kuroda is inscrutable in the true sense because his first career balk, and he kind of shrugged it off. There was no anger. There was no protest. Nothing. All right, 1-1 the count to Corey Hart. Dodgers 2, Brewers nothing. We're in the 8th inning. Remember, Braun stole third earlier, so they have to worry about Weeks. 1-2. Corey Hart on that swing anyway. That was not his best swing at all. Two runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. No runs, 6 hits for the Brewers. Still 1-2. Corey has a few tattoos. You can see some of them maybe on his arm. But he has one that's a 4-leaf clover. And he has the initials of his children, the first initials, and then his wife's initials in the middle of the 4-leaf clover. Not a bit shy to say that he collects comic books and action figures. As he said, I know it's a little corny, but he just enjoys doing it. 1-2. Two and two. Well, the pitch count now has reached 100 exactly. Coming off his last game of 113. So the Dodgers watching him very carefully here. Weeks at second, nobody out. Remember, they're 2 for 19 with runners in scoring position. Two balls and 2 strikes. And ball 3. Looked like a splitter. And he goes all the way. And of course, waiting on deck is Ryan Braun. He's walked, struck out, singled, and stole a base and made a couple of nice plays in the outfield. All right, 3-2 to Corey Hart. Hart's only walked twice this year. And he hits it to center. Kemp is there, makes the catch. Weeks tags, but that's the hole. And I'll tell you, that was not an easy play. Sitting up here directly behind home plate. That was a head shaker because it had some wobble to it. It came out of there. It looked straight. Then it started to drift. Then it started to die. And Matt stayed with it. So a good play by Kemp to stay with that. They fail to advance Weeks. 1 away. And Ryan Braun coming up. Braun walked, struck out, singled, got as far as third. They've left 2 men at third, Hart in the first inning and Braun in the 6th. So they're now 0 for 6 tonight and 2 for 20 with runners in scoring position. So for Ron Renicky, a very, very frustrating evening. Pickoff, but no play. By the way, that 3-ball count on Corey Hart, that was the first 3-ball count since the 3rd inning for Kuroda, in direct contrast to Randy Wolf, who had 10 3-ball counts, and he made 65 pitches to those 10 batters alone. Braun hitting .310, 12 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Fastball, and he missed. Ball 1. Ryan Braun, going up against Hiroki Kuroda, was 3 for 7. So he's now 4 for 9. 1 ball and no strikes. Dodger outfield straight away. Kemp, if anything, has shortened up a little bit. Off the plate. So Hiroki behind now, 2 balls and no strikes. So you can imagine the frustration in the Milwaukee dugout. 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position tonight. 2 for 20 in the 2 games. Remember, they left 14 men on base last night, but they were able to win 2-1. 2-0 to Braun. Fastball, strike. 2-1. Ryan has been a big home run hitter. 34, 37, 32, 25. He can rack them up. There's Ricky Weeks waiting for a ride home. And a fly ball, it's playable. Ethier is there. Weeks to the bag to tag. Andre for the catch, lets it fly. Cut off by Jamie Carroll. So they get a run at a third, but it comes with 2 out. And the batter will be Prince Fielder. And Prince Fielder almost, but not quite, tied up the game. That was back in the 6th inning, when Ryan Braun opened up with a single, and here comes Don Mattingly, and let's see. Fielder hit a ball to center in the 6th inning, and it looked like he had a chance, and Matt Kemp made a great play. We've had marvelous outfield play in the 2 games. Tremendous performance by Hiroki Kuroda, and he comes out and gives the ball to Kenley Jansen after having made 106 pitches, and he leads 2-0. Six pitches, no runs, 6 hits, walked 2, struck out 7. Comes out now with Kenley Jansen to try and get the 3rd out against Prince Fielder. The Dodgers load up the right side, the triangle defense, so that you have Carroll with Miles in shallow right and Loney on the side. And ball 1. Fielder hit into a force play in the 1st inning and flied to left in the 3rd. In the 6th, he hit one that looked like it might go out, and Kemp was able to make the catch. And ball 2. So Milwaukee with another runner in scoring position, Weeks at 3rd. They are 0 for 8 tonight in runners. And for the series, 2 for 22. Kenley Jansen has been brilliant since being called back. He hadn't allowed a run in the last 8 1/3 innings. He's behind 3-0 to Fielder. He might really not want anything of Prince. Could be just stay around, but don't give him a good pitch to hit. Right-hander Casey McGee on deck. And the 3-0 pitch, he'll be ripping, I think, if it's around the plate, but breaking ball low. So, and just a straight walk to Fielder. Mattingly was not going to let the big first baseman tie it up. And now it's McGee. Kenley Jansen against McGee. McGee is 0 for 1. Casey 269, 3 home runs, 20 runs batted in. McGee last night 1 for 5, and tonight 0 for 3. So just 1 for 8 in the 2 games. And ball 1. Out on deck is Mark Kutze. He would bat for Mitre because Mitre, remember, was in Betancourt's spot. 1 ball and no strikes. Weeks at third, Fielder at first, 2 away. And ball 2, and Barajas out to talk to him. For Kenley Jansen, he's allowed only 2 hits and 16 strikeouts during that 8 1/3 inning. The 2 hits, 2 for 27, though the opposition was hitting 074, so you can understand Don Mattingly was not reluctant at all to bring him in. First and third, 2 out, 8th inning, 2-0 Dodgers. 2-0 to McGee. And ball 3. Jansen has walked 11 and struck out 29 all year, and that's a strike. So Kuroda watching his great effort with great interest as he has a chance to pick up his 5th win. 3-1, and McGee with something in his eye. Timeout. Well, that's the last thing you want, something in your eye, and there's a guy throwing 95, 97. Three and 1. 3-2. So Prince Fielder will be going from first base with a full count and 2 down, and of course he's extremely important over there representing the tying run. Crowd trying to give Kenley Jansen a boost. Fielder short lead. Fielder goes, and it's popped in the air, foul. Loney might have a play. He does. So Milwaukee has now let another chance go down the drain. rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout days. By Carl's Jr. $6 burgers, made with 100% Black Angus beef. And by the Jeep brand. We don't just make SUVs, we make history. The numbers are a litany of sorrow for Milwaukee, and for Kenley Jansen and the Dodgers, they're relieved to say the least. With runners in scoring position, the Brewers are 0 for 9 tonight, 2 for 23 in the two games. Wow. And Uribe bangs one to right field for a base hit. On the mound, Mike McClendon is the third pitcher. Randy Wolf, Sergio Mitre, and now McClendon, only in his fifth game. Rod Barajas coming up with a runner at first and nobody out. Barajas lined out to left, flied out to left, and struck out. On deck, James Loney. Mike McClendon, 6'5", 225. He's a Texan, born in Arlington, lives in Corpus Christi. Edge in for a strike, 0-1. You have to watch him. A lot of times he has what they call a slide step windup. 0-1 the count to Barajas. Sinker low, 1-1 the count. McClendon with 53 days of big league service prior to this year. Last year spent most of the time in Nashville. He has two older brothers and they pitch professionally. Fastball 1-2. He has a brother Matt who pitched in the Braves organization. Brother Tim pitched in the Northern League with the Kansas City T-Bones. Which reminds us, in mentioning T-Bone, one of the more delightful characters in baseball, John Shelby, who coached for years with the Dodgers. He's the eye in the sky for Milwaukee. Fielder in foul ground. So Barajas pops it up, one away, and James Loney checking in. By the way, when Milwaukee comes up in the ninth inning, they are due to have maybe Mark Hoxie, but it's the pitcher's spot. Then LaCroix, the catcher, and Gomez, the center fielder. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Matt Guerrier is warming up. Craig Counsell bats ninth in the lineup for Ron Renicky. So McClendon working on Loney, who is 1 for 3. Loney grounded to first, popped to short, single to left. Two runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers, no runs, 6 hits for the Brewers. Brewers have left 9. Strike. Loney hitting .232. He has 1 home run, 12 runs batted in. Remember last year he had 41 doubles. Loney with 1 home run and 3 doubles so far this year. So Uribe at first, 1 away. Uribe has not been involved in a stolen base. Off speed. 1 ball, 1 strike. On deck, Jerry Sands, who has flied to left, popped up and walked. And off the plate, ball 2. 2-1. So Wolf, Mitre, and McClendon, Baroda, and Jansen, and it looks like Guerrier to pitch tonight. 2-1. Wallach perhaps hanging out a sign. Loney has only struck out 19 times, and he hits one in the air. Corey Hart, 7 league boots, makes the play. So 2 down, and the batter will be Jerry Sands.
Batting next, left fielder, number 47, Jerry Sands.
Jerry Sands flied to left, walked, and popped up. We'll repeat. We'll have a pinch hitter to open the 9th inning. Then the catcher, Jonathan LaCroix, and then the center fielder, Carlos Gomez. However, there are quite a few on the bench, any one of whom could be put in the lineup. They have a switch hitter, Brandon Boggs. They have the left-hander, Kotze. They have Will Nieves, a right-hander, and Mike Rivera. So we'll see. For the Dodgers, if they get a chance to hit for Jansen, Jay Gibbons is out on deck. And that's whacked to the power in right center. That's where he goes. And it's going to be off the wall. They are waving the rebate in, and he will score easily. On a double to right center by Jerry Sands, and the Dodgers lead 3-0. That's his power. That's where every extra base hit goes. Right center or right. Pitch was down, and he drilled it. For a moment, Gomez might have had a shot, and the ball just kept going away from him. So a big double for Jerry Sands, and the Dodgers take a 3-0 lead. Don't forget, the Giants will be here tomorrow night. Matt Cain and Clayton Kershaw. Thursday night, Madison Bumgarner and Chad Billingsley. So Jay Gibbons now hitting for Jansen, with the Dodger lead increased to 3. Fastball in there, 0-1 the count. So Gibbons, who made a spectacular catch last night, crashing into the scoreboard, hitting just 133, and he is 1 for 6 as a pinch hitter. And he pops it up, shallow center, Counsell out, Gomez in, and that's the inning. However, a clutch double by Jerry Sands to drive in Uribe, and the Dodgers lead 3-0. Enter Matt Guerrier.
hitting, number 25, Mark Hutte.
Matt Guerrier coming in to try and close it up, hold on to a 3-0 win, and give it to Hiroki Kuroda. And it will be Mark Hutte, a veteran left-hand hitter, to start it off. And ball one. Mark's been around quite a while. He was originally a first-round pick by the Marlins out of Cal State Fullerton, and he has been a pro since 1997. That's a strike. His father, a motorcycle patrolman for the Los Angeles Police Department. Hutte, quite a gentleman. Was the Golden Spikes Award winner. Also hit 3 home runs for the Olympics and drives it in the gap. Tony Gwynn in the game makes the play. So Hutte robbed of an extra base hit as Tony Gwynn just gets in the game, replacing Jerry Sands. Mark hits it hard, and Tony on the job. So 1 away in the 9th inning. I'm sure for Milwaukee this has to be one of the most frustrating 2 games they've ever played. 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position tonight. 2 for 23 in the series. But Ron Renicky, who has been through all kinds of emotions in his career, steady at the wheel. Strike. Jonathan LaCroix struck out twice, singled. He's hit in 8 in a row. 3 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers, no runs, 6 hits for the Brewers. That's a little foul out of play. Brandon Boggs on deck as a pinch hitter. Carlos Gomez has covered a lot of ground, took a home run away last night. But Gomez 0 for 3 has struck out twice, hit into a double play. So they'll send a hitter up for him. 0-2. Foul back. So Matt Guerrier trying to close it up. Ohio boy, born in Cleveland, lives in Shaker Heights, went to Kent State University, signed by the White Sox, came up, had a fine career with the Minnesota Twins from 2004 through last year. And LaCroix chases the curveball. He strikes out. 2 down in the 9th, and the switch hitter Brandon Boggs coming up. The Boggs hitting for Carlos Gomez.
For the Brewers, pinch hitting number 12, Brandon Boggs.
So Ryan Braun looking on. He had a walk and a single and a stolen base, but couldn't do anything in the 8th inning when Weeks led off with a single and was balked to second. Jerry Sands adding to the score with that double. Jerry Sands, in fact, as Corey Hart looks on, but for Jerry Sands, he has 8 doubles in the 15 hits that he has in the major leagues. 0-1 the count. 1-1. Tomorrow night, Matt Cain with a record of 3-2 against Clayton Kershaw, 5-3. And then Thursday night, Madison Bumgarner 0-6 against Chad Billingsley, who wins the Tough Luck Award, 2-3. When you lose a 1-hitter, you own the Tough Luck Award. 1-2 the count to Madison Boggs. Brandon facing Matt Guerrier. A crowd tonight, 42,138. 42-138. Hope you'll be with us tomorrow night. 2-2. On deck, Craig Counsell. Came in late in the game. Two and two. And got him looking, and that sums up Milwaukee tonight as 2 of the 3 strike out in the 9th inning. So Matt Kemp, who had struck out all 5 at-bats against Randy Wolf, in his 6th at-bat, he hits a 2-run home run. In his 7th at-bat, he strikes out again. But he'll take the 2-run home run. Sands added to it with the double, and the Dodgers beat the Brewers 3-0. Guerrier, by the way, made 12 pitches to close it up, and striking out both LaCroix and Boggs. So, don't forget, Kane and Kershaw tomorrow night, and that will be on Prime Ticket. Good night, everybody.